experience.
If you want to be polite in 2021, the whole rule book is out the window. Like if somebody needs help carrying something inside their house, do you help them? Do you not try to touch their stuff? Don't breathe on them? I don't know. But maybe etiquette expert Sharon Schweitzer does, who is going to help us make sure we are following proper guidelines in our new world. Sharon, are you helping people?
We are doing our best to help people. Absolutely, Danny. That is the name of the game.
You just got to wear a mask when you do it, right?
Well, you know, many people are continuing to wear a mask because they don't want to risk their health. So one of the first things you can do when you want to know if you should help someone or not is ask and don't assume. Ask them, do you want some help with that? Or may I assist you? And wait and see what they have to say.
And probably
good idea, because if you're not wearing a mask, they may say no thank you, even if you're doubly vaccinated, because we see these cases of breakthrough COVID even if you are doubly or fully vaccinated. So if you're not wearing a mask, it may be a no thank you, stay away.
let's talk about, a lot of people are going to be returning to work in person now. We're back. We took a little bit of a break, but some people are now just getting into their offices again. What are some fast tips you have for people so they can mentally prepare themselves?
Well, a lot of us are back, and a lot of us are back in high-rise buildings downtown. So we're seeing a lot of precautions, and we're seeing a lot of folks wait to take their turn on the elevator. Some folks are sharing elevators. So again, ask, don't assume. There's some signage up that says one group at a time or one party at a time in the elevator. Lots of sanitizers, lots of folks using elbows instead of their hands. Lots of temperature checks as you get on and off the elevator, depending on your office, handheld or just freestanding temperature checks. So folks are wanting to make sure that those are utilized. The other thing is a lot of guidelines within the offices on shared spaces, such as terraces, cafes, kitchens, open meeting areas, how many folks are allowed in there at a time, or if you're within there, continuing to social distance. So each employer has the right to set forth their own guidelines. So within your organization, you're going to want to read those guidelines and make sure you adhere to them.
It's a good idea. Otherwise, it might lead to confrontation, which is the next thing I want to get to, because I feel like I've never felt like we've had such a divisive atmosphere right now. So how do you think people should approach encountering that?
A good idea is to be prepared for confrontation. Go with your A game. And sometimes people enjoy confrontation for whatever reason. They enjoy creating chaos, and many of us just aren't interested in that. We prefer to be kind. You've got different comfort levels. And if you're there to do your job, accomplish business for your employer or your organization, you're going to want to steer away from that confrontation. So what you can do is say things like, you know, I really appreciate your viewpoint. Thank you for sharing it, but I've got a report I've got to submit, so I'll talk to you later. Or just say, thank you. That's a really interesting way to look at that. I will talk to you later. I've got a meeting I've got to go to. Segue to another topic, close the conversation politely and move on. No sense in engaging in combativeness when it's not going to benefit anyone, and it's certainly not going to provide you with a leadership role within the organization.
That's true. You don't want to play down to the level of your opponent, maybe, and let it get the best of you, because anger is not going to make anybody look good.
That's right. And we're not in fourth grade anymore. We're not 12-year-olds. And, you know, there's no sense in engaging in bullying in the workplace, because it's not going to benefit us. And the managers and the employers are all going to be watching how people are going to handle this as we emerge post-COVID. New leaders are going to rise to the top. And those that are engaged in the bullying and, you know, mismanagement, not expressing themselves as leaders, you know, management's going to be looking for who is it that we need to promote, who is going to help us work through these difficulties. So put yourself out there as someone who is handling things well, someone who's a leader, and let's get through this rough time together.
And be professional about it. I get it. Sharon Schweitzer, thanks so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Always a pleasure to be a guest with you, Danny.
Thanks, Sharon. And Daytime will be right back.